Welcome to the subscribers only episode. Hit it, Dave. Stop calling me at 1 in the morning.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to On the Fringe. Hey, subscribers, this episode is for you. Unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit of a boring episode, isn't it,
Oh
Gavin?
no. Oh
It's
no,
not?
Dave.
It's not?
No, that was like an oh no, I don't want it to be a boring episode, but you're telling me it is, so I believe you.
Oh, well, you
It,
shouldn't believe everything that I say.
I don't. That's okay. That's okay, Dave. I don't. But this might be a little bit of a boring episode. Hopefully it won't be, but the subject matter is a little bit boring because the subject matter is what, Dave?
We're going to be talking about all this stuff that you need to do before you go abroad. So, a lot of admin stuff.
A
Yay
lot of
for admin.
paper. A lot of paper. It's a lot of documents. And let's start off with the most important document, which is your passport.
Your
I
golden key.
apologize in advance. This is going to be very US centric. We're mostly talking about people who are moving from the US to other places. If you're thinking of doing that, if you're considering it, the focus is mostly going to be on you. So, passport is the most important thing. Have a passport. I think that's really important. You got to have
Yeah.
a passport. You got to get a passport before you do anything else. You have to make sure if you have already gotten a passport, you have to make sure it hasn't expired because some people forget, and then some people plan a lovely summer going to Canada and America and Europe and seeing all these wonderful people, and they go, "Oh crap, my passport expires in 3 months." Is that bad, Dick?
Let me just interrupt you real quick. Let me take a guess at the names of one of those people. Gavin.
Oh my God. How did you know? You've
I
been
don't know.
reading my diary again, haven't you?
A lucky guess for Mr.
Oh,
About Mr. Lucky himself. Anyway,
anyways, enough of our shit puns. Um, always check your expiry date, folks, and make sure you stay up to date. Actually, for most countries, it's 6 months. It needs to be valid and it cannot expire in the next 6 months or they will not let you in. Most countries, that's the case.
yep.
Just in addition to that, keep it safe. Do not, you have to know where your passport is at all times. I was trained by the Zen master himself, Bob. I always know where my passport is. It's like, Daredevil. I've got those enhanced senses. I'm like conscious of where it is at all times. Most people don't have that. Make sure you know where it is. It's important. You
Yep.
want to
And
talk
just
about visas?
well, I was gonna say real quick, just don't be like my brother and stick it in the glove box of your car, and then when you get ready to sell it, you open it up and oh, there's my passport.
Oh shit, he did not do that.
He did do that.
Oh man. Oh, I mean, we all been there with something, right? But that's
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a
please,
good one.
please don't do that. Make sure your passport is safe. And
Okay.
on
But-
top of that, you're going to need to most likely have a visa, unless you're going to be
mhm.
going to a place like Palau, where Americans can basically go and stay as long as they want,
Or
um,
Albania.
or, or Albania. You're going to need a visa. And
Hmm.
when you look to see what type of visa that you need, make sure that you use official websites. So get on the US or get on DFAT or your country's foreign affairs website and look and see what they say is the type of visa that you need. Don't trust ChatGPT. Don't trust other expats. Get on and see what the government says, because ultimately they're going to have the best information because they're essentially the body that's making the relationship from country to country.
They're the ones
And
making the rules. Yeah.
it's good as well to check and see from other foreigners and other expats on what kinds of documents that you're going to need.
Hmm.
So you're going to be teaching English in a different country. You're going to need an apostille. If you're from the US, if you're from Canada, you need something else because they don't, I believe they still have not signed the apostille treaty. You're going to need like a criminal background check. And
Hmm.
depending on where you live, and depending on the country that you're in, if you have the wrong type of visa, you're not going to be able to get a criminal background check easily, meaning you're not going to be able to get a visa to go and work in that country.
And
And
that actually,
when I was in
yeah, I mean,
Indonesia, I had to get the Indonesian version of an FBI background check, and I could
mm,
do an hour talking about that and how
oh
big
my
of a pain
God.
it was. But if I had not had the correct visa, I would have not been able to do it because I had to start at the local level and then go up from the village to the county to the province to the country. So you have to have the right visa in order to get a lot of documents, especially if you're already outside the country. And before you even go, make sure that you have all of the correct documents and have copies too, because you might need those when you're applying for another visa in a third country.
And you have to assume always that you're not going to get those copies back.
Hmm.
So please have as many copies as you can possibly get. That scenario has played itself out in my life more than once. Uh, dot your I's and cross your T's. Make sure you're in there on the right visa and you can get what you need when you leave, because that's leaving is important too. You want to be able to leave. So, with visas out of the way,
Yeah.
let's talk about money.
Yes. Money is very important, and say probably one of
Money.
the big reasons why people go abroad is to go and work. And if you're going to work abroad, you should have a US and you should keep a US bank account. And you should keep a US
Please.
bank account that has some sort of a worldwide usage for your debit card, and it should also give you a refund on any ATMs. And if you have a credit card or a debit card from a major bank, they may have partners that you can talk with, or they can help you get an account set up in a different country. Those are
Hmm.
recommended too once you go over to that country. But before you leave, you should set up an account with some sort of a card where you can access an ATM virtually anywhere in the world. If you can't, it's going to be a huge, huge world of hurt.
Yeah, it's just going to be a pain. And it's very crucial. You need to have as many options as you possibly can. Make things easy for yourself. You don't want to be in a situation where you're going, I don't have the cash. I can't pay. What am I going to do? Have backups to your backups, please. And do this before you leave. Don't do this while you're in a new country. Depending on the scenario, your employer may set up a local bank account for you. That can take months. That can take months and months and months, depending on the location. Do not rely on your employer sorting that out for you immediately, if at all, in some cases. So yeah, just have options. You want to talk about mortgages and things?
Well, and I would say if you have debt, make sure that your debt collectors or the banks know what you're doing and don't just skip town and go abroad. I've met people that have done this before. Met a guy who had taken out like three or four credit cards and was just, I'm going to go and live in Southeast Asia for as long as I can. And I'm going to rack up, thousands of dollars on these cards and I'm never going to pay them off and I'm never going to come back to the States. That's never a good idea. Your credit score is going to be destroyed. And very likely they would probably not come after you if you're outside the country. But if you do come back, you have some sort of debt with the government, well, they're not going to let you get a passport. So be very, very aware of your finances and don't rack up a bunch of debt just to go abroad and run away from it. It's not a good idea.
No, and again, I think this segues very nicely or connects very nicely with one of our previous episodes about stupid people doing stupid things. Look,
Hmm.
if you wouldn't do it at home, don't do it abroad. If you wouldn't, you wouldn't move to like Jersey and rack up debt and go, well, it's fine because I'm from California. They're not going to find me here. Uh, that just seems stupid when you say that. It's equally stupid if you're like, oh, I'm going to move to Thailand. It's never going to affect me here. Well, you're never going to be able to get a credit card in the US again. And yeah, basically that's fraud. So, at some point, that's not going to be great for you.
Yep.
So,
And good luck
again, don't
trying to
be
get
an
a credit card in Thailand too.
well, good luck try yeah. I mean, really. It's like God, can you imagine someone going to India and trying to do that? Oh Lord. They're in for a world of hurt. Um, yeah, just insurance, travel insurance. Um, yeah, travel insurance is great for short periods of time. I, in fact, lived off of travel insurance for a year. Wouldn't recommend it. Please, again, do research, look at what is available in your country if it's not provided through your employer.
Hmm.
Please, look
Yep.
that up. Phones.
And well, I was going to say one more thing too before we jump
Okay.
into phones with insurance is that generally, if you're going to a country for an extended period of time, you have to be insured. So you're either going to have to provide insurance for your visa or your employer's going to provide insurance for you as a condition of your visa. So it's very, very important to either have that or to make sure that you will get that when you go to that foreign country.
100%. Phones.
And then phone stuff. So if you have any sort of a two-factor security on your phone for your banking or for signing into Amazon or Etsy or whatever you're doing, very likely going to need to keep a US phone number. And there are
Mm,
ways to do that. Google Voice is a really good way to do it. Skype also, I think Skype is going away in like 2 weeks, so it may not be an option
yeah.
anymore.
They keep sending
T-Mobile.
me emails.
Yep, T-Mobile as well, but make sure that you have a US phone number while you're abroad so you can actually take care of your banking and take care of
Yeah.
your accounts while you're outside the country.
Yeah. I resisted this for many years and caving and just getting a US phone number was like, thanks, Mom. One of the best things I've done in a while. No, because she was asking me to do it for years, and I'm like, yeah, it's too much of a hassle, and it literally like took her 20 minutes, I think. Um, anyways, thanks again. Uh, so yes, I can't emphasize how much easier it makes your life. If you don't have a US phone number, you don't notice this until you move abroad. I can
Hmm.
guarantee you. You're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Believe me, it is. And you do not want to be dealing with credit card company that will go unnamed at, midnight your time, you know, having this florid argument with, some poor person in a call center. Just don't do it. Get a US phone number.
Hmm.
Meds. What about meds?
So, medicine, if you are taking any sort of medicine that could be considering, and I'm saying could, capital, bold, basically as much emphasis on the
Bold,
word could.
italics, underlined,
Yes,
comic fans.
yes. Mind altering, make sure that you talk to your doctor, you tell your doctor that you're going to be going abroad for a long time, and then also check the embassy's website of the country that you're going to. Don't ask ChatGPT, don't ask Quora, don't get on Reddit. I mean, yes, people will have stories, but the embassy is the authority, and the embassy will have all of the information related to what you can bring in and what you can't bring into a country. And very likely you're going to have a letter from your doctor at the very least if you're bringing over a certain amount, but some countries will not let you bring anything. For example, if you're going to Japan, you have
Hmm.
Sudafed, doesn't matter if you have one pill or five pills or a box of it. If Japanese customs finds out that you're bringing Sudafed in, you're going to get arrested for bringing in a controlled substance and you're not going to have a good time in Japanese jail. They can keep you for up to 21 days and basically you're not going to have anything other than Japanese police interrogating you, basically getting you to sign a confession. This has happened to business travelers. This has happened to people that have been completely what they thought were innocent and they're not doing anything nefarious. They have no reason to bring illegal drugs or illegal substances into Japan. They just had it in their bag. But you're bringing any sort of a drug or anything that could potentially make you change the way that you feel, get it approved. That was kind of long winded.
Or if you're there for like a week, if you're there for a couple of days, don't bring it. If you're moving to a place that's different, you really need to know these things.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be aware of what you can get. I'm kind of blessed. I live in a country where I can pretty much get anything I want, most of it over the counter. This isn't true of all countries. Please, again, look at the embassies, look on the internet, but don't spend too long on Reddit. Just don't spend too long on Reddit generally, but don't do it for this either. Driver's licenses, Dave.
So get an international driver's license if you want to drive. And you go to some countries like Korea or Japan, you may not need one depending on where you live. But then again, this is always something that's very useful to have. It's a great way to be able to get around, especially if you need to rent a car.
Hmm.
To get your international driver's license, go to a AAA office, pay about 18 bucks, bring your US driver's license with you, and you'll be able to drive in a foreign country for a year. It's very important to have this, even if you go to a foreign speaking country, because, or
A,
yeah,
a
foreign language
foreign
speaking
speaking,
country,
a
a
foreign
foreign
speaking
country,
country?
a foreign speaking country. Yeah, you got to go to a foreign speaking country. I don't know. What kind of a country is a foreign speaking country, Gavin?
Well, they speak foreign there.
They speak foreign. I've never met anybody that speaks foreign.
I've met a
Maybe
lot
I
of
have, and
people.
I
I've
don't
met a
know.
lot of people. I've met a lot of people that speak foreign. Anyways, it is important. It is very important. Uh, and if you are planning to drive, if you do want to get around, it's a really essential step. Just get it. It's going to make your life a lot easier and a lot smoother. Yeah, I just really can't emphasize that enough. Packing.
Yep. Well, Gavin, if you're packing, should you go abroad?
This is the second time you've gotten me with this.
It
And
is.
I don't, and you know what the incredible thing is, I didn't expect it this time either. I, no, you should not be packing if you're going abroad. Don't bring a gun. Don't bring ammunition. This is actually a legitimate point. Multiple American citizens have been arrested for bringing ammunition with them. Don't this it I don't think any other nationality has this issue, but I'm just saying it for all the Americans out there. You, we get it. Don't bring it with you. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Believe me, it's really not worth it. There was a whole thing. They had to fly people down to, I think it was the Bahamas. It- don't, just don't bring anything that could be construed as a weapon with you. Uh, it's really, really not worth it. What should you bring, Dave?
So, three things that I would bring. I would bring a good water bottle, and some of this
Mm.
is from my Peace Corps experience, but I would bring a very good, reliable, solid water bottle. And then I would bring a good pair of shoes that are comfortable that you wear every day. And then I would bring a very good backpack. And you're probably going to be doing a lot of walking when you get to your new country, wherever you are. And a backpack and shoes, especially if they're comfortable, go a really, really long way. What about you, Gavin?
Well, as usual, my mind tends towards the negative. So when I get posed this question, I tend to go, what should I not be bringing? And I'm like, well, you shouldn't be bringing like your favorite snack food. Uh, you shouldn't be bringing. I thought I'd pack a lava lamp so the place looks cool when I get there. Uh,
Well, if you fly United, you might not have a lava lamp for more than probably 20 minutes in your bag.
that might not go too hot.
Uh-uh.
Sir, we need to talk to you about your luggage. What? Um, what would be essential? I think the backpack is dead on. You got to have a decent backpack. You got to have decent shoes. Um, I would say you got to have an adapter or transformer or combo or something like that. If you're
Yep,
bringing
100%.
if you're bringing anything electric, which you're listening to this on the internet, chances are you will be, you gotta bring a transformer or an adapter.
Hmm.
One of the best, again, thanks, folks. One of the best investments I got when I was in the Peace Corps was one of those converter towers, one of those hubs.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
I still have it. I still
Nice.
have it like 8 years later. It still works. I'm still getting use out of it. Those things, particularly if you have multiple devices and you're in a place where the electricity is a little wacky, which is sometimes the case, bring it with you. It'll really save you a lot of trouble.
It
Uh,
will, and it's an investment. I mean, if you're buying
yeah.
a pair of shoes or a backpack or a power transformer or a water bottle
Mm.
or a second phone for a local SIM card, these are all investments. And don't get something that's going to be cheap. Get something that you're going to use and that's going to last a long time.
I
Invest in it.
think that's a really good point, and I think it's a good point to go out on actually, is the stuff you're going to bring with you should be stuff that you are going to use a lot. Don't bring stuff with you where you're like, "Oh, I need toilet paper." No, you can get toilet paper. Like I don't care where the hell you're going. You can get, 3-ply cell pack somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't fly in your Downy. You don't need to do that. So it's got to be stuff you're going to be using repeatedly and it's got to be dependable.
Hmm.
Don't bring cheap crap. Don't bring things you're not going to use. Uh, Everything you bring when you move to a place, I think a good idea is you should bring that stuff in with the idea that you'll leave with it, or at the very least, you'll leave with an equivalent. Um, don't go, I'm going to bring all this stuff and I'm going to use it and I'll have it all replaced in a couple of months. No, it should be quality stuff that's going to last. Again, I agree completely. This is an investment in your experience. So
Yep. I
invest appropriately.
I agree, Gavin. I think you're 100% spot on where all the extra stuff that you think that you maybe need, kind of put that to the side and bring the stuff that's essential. And then on top of that, kind of to tie this all the way back to the beginning again, make sure that you have copies of all of your documentation. So a
Mhm.
copy of your passport, a copy of your visa, a copy of your work permit, a copy of your apostille, a copy of all of that stuff, because something happens. This is basically going to be used to verify that you are who you say you are, and it's going to make your life a lot easier.
Make sure, and on this note, we're about to bring this to an end. Make sure that when you are moving to a place, or actually when you're traveling at all, make sure that all the documentation you need is in one easily accessible place very close to you. Don't leave it in your suitcase so you have to dig it out when you get to the airport. Don't put it somewhere in your backpack where you can't get to it. Don't carry it around in the taxi so you leave it on a seat. Make sure it's somewhere secure where you can access it and it's all together. Don't don't like disperse your stuff and you're going, "Oh, I put this copy over here, but I think this document." No, 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 no. It's all got to be in one place. Again, minimalism sometimes your friend.
That it
On that
is.
on that note, Dave,
Go ahead and sign us off.
this is On the Fringe. Thank you. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe because you've subscribed already. Like, comment, share. Uh, we're so happy to have our listeners and we appreciate the community. Please spread the good word and all the best from On the Fringe. Thank you very much.